You know, I spend not a good deal of time, but a little bit of my time putting together teams, financial teams, for mostly business owners in this consulting gig that I've taken on in the past several months. And it's been a lot of fun. And one of the things that's really interesting, as Steve Aledort has been talking here as a loan financial planner, obviously, when you put together a team of individuals, you have like their CPA and an attorney and a wealth manager or an investment broker, perhaps an insurance agent. But I always talk to them about a loan financial planner, because what Steve does is really blend not only the mortgage brokerage and banking business, but he blends that with the financial planning business. He was just telling me a story that I think you need to share, Steve.
Yeah. So, borrower that I talked with yesterday, I did a 15-year loan for him in 2011.
This happened to be one of my former employees, right?
Correct. Yeah. Absolutely.
That you did, because he worked with my firm and still does for the successor company.
Correct. And so, you know, they were both making, both him and his wife, about $150,000 plus per year.
Wow.
They were able to handle the 15-year payment nice and comfortable. Both of them have just retired in 2017.
So they go from $150,000 a year to what?
Okay, so his wife was a school teacher, so she's getting a pension. He's collecting Social Security, but now their monthly cash flow is about $7,500 a month, so about $5,000 less than what they were making full time. They've got about 130, 140 in cash, and about 1.25 combined in retirement accounts and mutual funds and investments. When we did the 15-year loan, his payment, principal and interest was $3,500 a month. Now,
pretty steep for a $75,000 income now, or $7,500 a month income.
On top of that, in 2016, he did one of those Hero or Y-Green loans.
For a solar system? It
was either solar or doing landscaping. It was about $55,000 at 6.25. Now, again, on those loans, what they do is they take that amount, they tout that we'll put it on your property tax bill.
And you get to deduct everything.
And get the deduction. But, I mean, at 6.5%, you get a deduction. You're still paying more than if you were to take it out in a mortgage. But that's increased his property taxes from about $380 a month to $1,500 a month.
Wow.
So he's currently paying out $5,000 a month in his principal and interest payment and his property taxes.
That dog don't hunt unless you pull a bunch of money out of the retirement
with that
account.
Y-Green loan. Yeah, and he's got a great rate on his first at 3.375.
And that's a 15-year, you said?
Correct. So he talked with his financial planner, and his financial planner said, okay, in order for us to make up the difference, what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to take $75,000 gross out of your retirement accounts so that we can cover the difference in both the decrease in the retirement income and to help pay for the mortgage debt and the property taxes.
Stop there, because my financial brain is saying $75,000 out of a $1.2 million retirement portfolio is too much. You start taking that kind of money out, if you keep pace with inflation, you're going to go broke eventually.
Yeah, and so he was a little bit uncomfortable with that. And so his financial planner, being that I've worked with him, said, you know what? Give Steve a call. Let's just see if it makes sense to refinance and see if we can lower your monthly outgo so we can take less out of your retirement account. So I had a long conversation with him yesterday, and we took a look at redoing the new first instead of on a 15 on a 30. Taking that Y-Green or Hero loan, including that into the new loan.
The $55,000.
Correct. And even though we're taking out a 3.3 interest rate, I think we locked him in at 4% at 0 points on a 30-year doing a cash-out refinance.
So he's gone up 70 basis points on the rate.
Correct, on the first, but we're taking out the 55 at 6.25. So the difference in the amount of interest that he's paying now on the new loan is only $65 more per month than what he's currently paying, based on us combining both loans together.
Okay, so the net negative there is about $800 a year.
$800 a year. But now we're taking his mortgage payment that currently is at $3,500 down to about $1,838.
Plus the Hero thing.
We're taking out that Hero loan, reducing his monthly property taxes by $1,100 a month, down to $375. So instead of him having to come up with $5,000 a month for his taxes and his insurance, we're down to $2,200 a month. So we're talking about a $2,800 a month savings, or about $33,000 a year. So now, and we've got to recalculate what his taxes are, he's going to be able to reduce the $75,000 that they thought they needed to take out down to about $40,000, maybe a little bit less. So here are the huge advantages. Even with him reducing the amount, he's going to be at least in the 25% tax bracket. So eliminating $40,000 that he, or I'm sorry, maybe about $35,000 that he'd have to take out of his retirement account, that's going to potentially save him close to 10 grand
$10,000
in taxes. On top of that, he's keeping that 35 to 40,000 in the retirement account, growing at 4, 5, 6, 7%. So, I mean, I don't know if you can do a calculation over a 10-year period.
$35,000. Can I do a calculation?
I'm sure you can.
Over 10 years, and he gets 5% on his money? That's $462,237.55.
That is even better than what I thought. I should pat myself on the back twice on that one.
You should.
But so the bottom line is he was able to get out of this real easy. So a lot of people get focused on, I've got a really low interest rate. Well, you do on the one mortgage, but when you take a look at all the other pieces, take out that hero loan you're paying at 6 1/4. Minimize what you've got to pull out of a retirement account. Minimize the taxes that you have to pay. Keep that money in the retirement account and let it grow to $460,000 over a 10-year period of time. And it was very easy for him to go, I'm okay getting rid of a 3.3 interest rate and going to 4%.
Here's what a lot of people miss. And I'm with you on the 15, 20, 30 year. I mean, I can understand getting the debt paid off early. Trust me. However, when you get to retirement, the game changes. It's not the $462,000 that matters as much as how much it's going to cost me a month to live. And then you start looking at your retirement accounts and taking $90,000 or $75,000 a year out and having to give uncle $30,000 of that in taxes. Remember, this guy's in California, so his marginal rate of 25% is federal. He's got another almost 10% in state. So this guy's in a 35% or so income tax bracket. $75,000, do the math, 35% of that's a big tax bill. Take it down to $40,000, it's a significantly lower tax bill. It's simple mathematics. So this guy's got an extra 10 grand in tax savings. He can take the grandkids on a vacation and buy some memories and not have to sweat eating dog food when he's retired. And by the way, this is his principal residence. If things really, really got tough, this is the guy that you said his house was worth $600,000 and 6 years later it's worth $1.1 million.
Correct.
Things really got tough, he can wipe the whole stupid loan out in a few years with a reverse mortgage and have no payments. So there's another planning strategy down the road. I think it's brilliant stuff. I really do.
Yeah, and the other hurdle that, again, that people have the mindset is I've got to pay my house off because I want to give my house to my kids. But in this scenario, even though we're taking it to a 30 years so he's not paying as much principal, we're actually increasing his loan balance because we're taking out that hero loan. The bottom line is that when it comes time for him to pass everything on, with the amount of money that in his retirement account that he's not going to have to pull out, will grow at a point where there'll be more money in that account than what the value of his property and what he would have owed if he didn't do the refinance and he pulled out that extra $40,000.
The kids are going to be fine because he's going to have so much money in the retirement account. He dies, leaves the house to the kids. They get the mortgage and another 10, 12 years or whatever to pay. But he's got enough money in this retirement account, the kids can just take the money out of the retirement account incrementally over their life expectancy and pay the mortgage payment. Here's something that people miss. When you do a 30-year fixed rate loan, they miss let's say it's $3,000 payment, right? A $3,000 payment 15 years from now If inflation is, say, 3%, will only feel like a $1,925 payment 15 years later because it's fixed. Just think about the first car you bought for like $2,000, and now you'd buy that same car for $40,000. Well, in reverse of that, that's how these fixed rate mortgages work. It's going to hurt less 15 years from now to come up with a $2,000 or $3,000 payment than it hurts today.
Yeah, and in another scenario, let's assume that a borrower doesn't have that kind of money. We're going from $5,000 a month down to $2,200 a month. And as we were talking about, that's more disposable cash that they have to enjoy in their retirement.
That is what you call loan financial planning. Go to loanfinancialplanner.com or simply call 888-563-1070. Ask for my pal, Steve Aledort. We'll be back.